I believe that human beings are designed to create. We create with our minds, our bodies, and our intentions. We create whether we are conscious of it or not. When we are not conscious of our creations, we can end up with results that are less than pleasing. There is an innate river of creativity that flows in every one of us. Our tender human bodies give birth to this creativity and either generate great beauty or great pain, both in our lives and in the world. When we are mindful of this creative process, we can channel it towards manifesting on the highest vibrational level. Hello, welcome back. I am going to format this video a little bit differently. I received some really good feedback from potters out there who made comments that they would like to see more tutorials from me. And there's so much I want to share. When you start a new YouTube channel, you really have to find your voice, and that does take time. So your feedback is so important and valued to me, because I'm just talking into a void otherwise. And I really want to bring value to your life by having you watch these videos, and your feedback is, it's immeasurable. So I'm going to try a new format for this, and if this works, please let me know and I will keep going. I'm going to start with pottery techniques and demos. Now, I have over 30 years of experience on the wheel and about 25 years of teaching experience with pottery. So I have so much I can share with you, but I also don't want to overwhelm you. So I'm going to stick to a few little tips each video. And in today's video, I'm going to give you 3.5 tips. So I'm going to start by just placing my clay on there. So once my clay is on the wheel, to center it, you really have to use your body weight. I see so many people trying to center with their arms in their knees or their arms not in anything, just floating around. You have to anchor your arms. The most stable place with the most weight behind it is your torso. So I always take my left elbow. I'm a right-handed thrower, by the way. So if you're left-handed, this will be reversed for you, and so will the rotation of the wheel. But if you're right-handed like me, I'm taking my left elbow and placing it between my belly button and my hip, as close to my belly button as I can get it, and I'm going to lean in with my entire body weight. If you have somebody that's around while you're throwing, ask them to come up behind you and take their hands and push into your body. This is a really good way to feel it, because although I can talk till I'm blue in the face about what to do, until you really feel that feeling of like trying to push something heavy across the floor, that's what you need to do when you lean into the clay. It's not your arms at all. It's just leaning. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to center this, and then I'll give you my next tip. Okay, so now we're ready for the next 2 tips. So just doing what I did caused a whole buildup of clay and slip on my hands. Well, clay slip actually. And I'm going to scrape that all off. I always keep a board handy close by where I keep all these slippy scraps. I just let them dry out and then I reuse the clay, because I want to keep my hands as free from muck as possible. The reason for that is that your brain is trying to sense all this information that's going on your hands. And the more kind of buildup you have, the less sensation it's going to direct to your fingertips. And that's where you want your sensation, because that's how you tell how thick your walls are. The cleaner you can keep your hands while you're throwing, the more sensitivity your brain will pick up on your actual fingertips, which will in turn lead to a more accurate feeling of how thick your walls are. Tip number 3 I want to share with you is recentering your piece at this stage. Once you've opened it up, it often can be thrown off a little bit. And I don't think I was ever taught this. I don't remember learning it anywhere. I don't know if other potters do this, but it's something that I do. And if you can learn how to perfect this, your centering of your pieces is going to improve drastically. So I call it recentering. And what it involves is taking my sponge and I wrap it around my thumb like this with my fingertips on the top. So it's going to be wrapped around the wall. And then this other hand is going to squeeze whatever area the sponge doesn't reach. So my thumb is going to be right against the wheel head. My inside fingers are going to be grazing the bottom of my piece. What you don't want to do is have your fingers slide down to the same depth as your thumb. You want to make sure your fingers stay raised so that they're not going to dig into the base of your piece. So once I have everything set up like that, I squeeze, 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 squeeze. So you want more and more pressure, but it has to be an all over pressure. If you notice that you're thinning out one spot, you have to readjust. So my piece already looked fairly centered when I began, but let's say that your piece didn't. Let's say, I'm going to exaggerate here. Let's say this is your piece before you start. You want to do the same thing. So I'm going to wrap the sponge around and squeeze. And look at that. All better. And then my last tip I'm going to leave you with for today is keep your water clean. I know your water is obviously not going to stay clear, but keep it clean. So if your water is starting to become sludgy, it's time to get new water because that water is not going to throw properly with you. So those are my 3.5 tips for this week. I'm going to keep throwing. This is going to be a hanging planter. I sold more, so I need to make more. And then if you want to stick around for some other stuff, please do. When we slow down, as we do when we make objects by hand, we are allowing for more mindfulness and awareness in the creative process of life. When we create by hand, we take time to notice the details and observe closely. We choose our materials, we choose a design, we choose a process, and we choose to use our time to be active participants in manifesting a tangible result. No amount of technological advances will change the fact that we live in a physical reality. So long as we have physical form, we will have the desire and ability to make physical objects. We live in an age where we can simply order a coffee mug online with one tap of our finger. We live in an age where many homes and objects within them are mass-produced by machines. Unlike our ancestors, we no longer need to make things by hand, and yet, pottery classes at the studio where I teach have never been more popular. We keep adding more classes, buying more kilns, and hiring more instructors. Our human desire to create with our hands is part of our biology. It also creates community, whether gathering in person to take a class or at home online. Creating by hand is deeply grounding and fulfilling in a way that no shopping spree can compare. So here we are, making by hand, not because we need to, but because it fills us up. It grounds us in this physical reality. It creates objects of beauty, intention, and soul that we can surround ourselves with as we hurtle through space on this giant ship we call Earth. Do you like to create objects by hand? If so, what are you working on creating right now? How does your creative process translate into the rest of your life? I would love to know. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I will see you really soon. Take care. I'm sitting here in front of our couch, and also I have another one over by our window, which I'll show you. I've actually made these couches, so I'm not a furniture builder. I'm mainly a potter / sewer, but when I have to replace a piece of furniture, I often can't find what I want online or in the stores, so I end up building it. It's not my favorite thing to do because the tools are noisy and dangerous, and it's just not my favorite. There's too much precision in measuring, which I don't love. But I love the end result because I get exactly what I want. And if you're somebody that likes to build with wood, I thought I would show these to you, or if you know somebody that builds with wood, just in case it inspires you to perhaps consider making your own couch. And the nice thing about these couches is they're completely kid-friendly and pet-friendly because everything is washable. I'm sure that you've had to replace a couch before because it's gotten so disgusting because the arm rests get gross, or the back, the parts that you can't take off and wash. And this couch I designed to be completely washable. So there is no part that doesn't come unzipped and go through the washing machine, which was a bonus because I woke up to a big cat puke on this couch yesterday. And kids, right? Like, couches get dirty. Even if you don't have kids and pets, they still get dirty, and then you replace your couch, I guess. But with this design, the frame could essentially last generations, and all you have to do is probably reupholster at some point. And the actual foam cushions might also need to be replaced at some point. But other than that, you're good. I've upholstered both of these myself. I did order the foam. I'll link the company in the description box. So what I did was I designed the couch. I measured all the pieces that I needed, and I sent off to this foam company what I required. And then they sent me my order, and I sewed all the cushion covers with an upholstery linen. So it's all linen, which I love. I haven't really talked too much about linen yet, but I'm obsessed with linen. And so are the blankets that I've made to go on the couches and the pillowcases. So I'll just deconstruct it a little bit so you can see the interior frame, and then I'll put it back together. I built this whole couch out of ash wood, which is a hardwood, and it's fairly heavy, so I decided that I would make the slats removable. So all of these pieces come out. I just thought that if you ever need to move it around, it makes it a lot easier. If you can lift all these pieces out, it'll make it quite a bit lighter. And to hold it in place so that they didn't shift around, I just drilled little holes and then inserted these. And that holds everything in place and keeps them from shifting around. I will show you the one I made over for by the window as well. Same construction. I drew a big template. Our straw bale walls are not completely symmetrical on either side of the window. So I took a big sheet of paper, laid it down, and actually did a template that I sent off to the company that makes the foam, and then upholstered everything. It's one of my favorite places to curl up and nap or knit in the winter, right in front of the window. So I'll take you over there and show that to you too. I just wanted to give you a shot of the back of the couch in front of the window. I've just done this with dowels. I'm not a furniture builder, like I said, so everything is pretty basic and simple, and the construction methods are probably quite achievable if you have basic carpentry skills. And the frame underneath this, I screwed everything down because this one was a much smaller piece, and it's also been screwed to the windowsill with, I don't know, some kind of flat bracket. I don't know what they're called. And then the cushion cover and the backrest. If you do end up making something like this, I suggest doing a wedge shape for the back. It's just much nicer than having a flat piece because it's nice to lean back a little bit and have that shape follow the curve of your back. And then I made all the pillowcases, of course, as well for these. And lovely, lovely linen blankets. When I was building these and the porch swings, I was thinking about cat cuddles and knitting and tea and curling up and naps. And they have been so nice for all of those things. So if you like those kind of things too, just an idea, you can make your own.
Not much writing love songs. Hell, I never even tried. With 1,000 things gone wrong, here's one thing that is right. I run back to you, and you come back to me again. Wildfires burning, and they're packing up for war. Seems like nobody's learning from the ones who came before. But I run back to you, and you come back to me again. Up sunrise on another working day, trying hard to hold tight